It's when you want to share. It's when you say I'm dying. And you say you're Japan, dear.
Moka sem rebi etwem enche bia be 9-10 days ago. Yene Dr. Kwejo Ohene Safo. Dr. Kwejo Ohene Safo, a project coordinator, Emma Garrett Project. Garrett Project, a Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project. Ye pesen kran hanyina bebia eti fine na yene di nkomo enche bia na meka wo se sisa osuman wate. Insutobri mu emfa bola enkogu gata mi se nsuo no fa nko abema gata no mu esi nsuo no yiri a me ne wunyina na yebre mo amusi dan wo bebia nsuo fa ye friend waterways empacho mu sisa musuban assembly for yankasa nipa na nkasa sisa osuban why momie hunte emfa bola enkogu gata mi nsuo to ahobe kire. Let's keep our crack clean. Good morning to you, the Garrett guys. Have a great weekend.
This FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
What are we doing?
I want you now.
Much yet to say.
I'm a Johnson answer.
Ekwe, media. And Kwani Ahondi wo honyame ne eda na se.
The Nyamiasi.
Me hu fi ha che kakra.
Ache.
Boko de.
Oh Nyame adom, me tu kwan kakra.
Oh okay, wono no. Jama ko ukrum.
Bende. Me fa Canada kakra.
Okay.
Se eho na my wife ne nkra no.
Utinkwa.
Ti me kohwe o mo kakra.
Ye de Nyamiasi.
Ti me wie na me to fa Massachusetts.
Ene se ukrum.
Anti ejana ese me kocha adofo ne busuafo nso kakra. Ti me ko ye na eja baby a wo free de ho na wo free. 21 years in Massachusetts na ese namfo ne dawson. Se me kohwehwe obi a na titru MPP US in Massachusetts for. Me no mo ko bon komo kakra chairman Louis Amoakone na pamfo nyina nti me de afidi kase be ma omo nchia soronko. Ya show mo den say adwuma no aye den de but omo nyira omo ho no omo nye ebeyi.
Amen.
Ya ban so de akwantu na nyame ya adom akina ye boa number 10 so ni maestro
Member Nyaboche.
Okay.
Maminko Chair Republic of Gambaga for no some are very, very distinguished and important members of my show.
Thank you.
Gambaga for Mama Machin.
You do chairman.
Boko de. Na Gambaga for saying.
Ubia who ye Gambaga for Chow.
Great.
Now you see me fan cheers from Kubi.
Yeah, Genoso. Yeah, Genoso.
Like I always say, chairman. Enche, may share na your Republic Hall.
Necessary.
Yeah, trust I could share the overload.
That would be nice.
I think go for MP now.
That would be nice.
Go visit.
Maintain your kind of cry. Debbie, when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it.
Now, bridge near Drew.
I don't pay them, but I'm going to old school. Mendan Kofasi. I don't pay me pen once some club started old school name, baby. I'm out from Kaikainom. A bidia bar, obviously top shelf in Achimota, and near Williams, Soul Train, Club Kakalika, Black Slate, and Third World Disco in Somanya. Chairman George Arthur's Hotel in Sunyai, Gassiman, what's the name of the hotel? Club Le Quat, North Carnation, Ebisudiaba, just here, St. John's, Abu Nidria, ABC, from Faruki Tema, Young Joe of Mama Muchi, Fuzi, Moshizongo, Picona in Tamale, yeah, Fuzi, I came to Picona in 1991 or so. Asamankasi Community Center, Rex Cinema, Shinola, Kumasi Dichemso, Cleopatra, Asylum Down, Gloryland, and Walako. Randy, good morning. White Dot Circle Adabraka, Bechachu. Of course, we mentioned Glenn's nightclub, Amadou Al-Hassan in Czech Republic. We've done Heidi High, Roller Boogie at Eredek Cove Town, Hay Ride, Pig Farm Roundabout. Okay, guys, I'm sure everybody has memories of back in the day. Well, we brought it. You know, Yanko MPP presidential primaries. Meaning, so we'll come about if it also will be a maestro. Kovi, meet you.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
So only maestro.
Maestro Bain.
Oh, now you can number 10, you want to jam.
Number 10 Downing Street.
You can't number 10 Baumia Street. Chairman General.
Yes, I'm here.
Betcha party in Penny 43 and chairman and general secretary.
Yeah, Joseph.
I think say you started Jumedi so far or my conduct or home very well. Apart from the fact say omodin shishe egu akwemu no. The mehu say general secretary ya me bona basu bi one flow of information. Ito kamia say every stage of the process bia no issue statement. Obesha enra say enrechi o issue 2 statements.
Okay.
On the balloting and sana was issue another one na escape umekakra. But utimi say opese obia ye abreast with the process. Na entiasie ye adwuma. There was recently so another statement I issue ye na efa I think say some of the constituencies ne regions no na mpanyifo bi take certain decisions when it comes to parliamentary exercise na or issue statement echire mu say two meaning na our party headquarters into so region and our constituency there were certain actions bi wo ha untimi take unless say national amount directive say obetimi ateki me gidi say sa na ye but omo ye no ne ye sro mo so mo tonko so no mo miem because adwuma so da ye nim for 2024 no nya adwuma ketwa nti omo bo omo ho modern de omo betimi aye kra ma modern mo na sa pagea no omo nye se ne be ya asisi aye siesie ho de akọ 2024 no e betimi asiesie ne because the victory of 2024 de bia meka me say se be win 2024 His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enye a problem.
Now I am a problem.
Problem ye MPP for.
Mo MPP for now.
Yes, MPP yan kasa ne a problem. Me ma some statistics kakra.
Metie.
Chairman General say we share the last election I call ya 2020. Asante region. Yenya 1.7 million votes.
1.7 million votes.
1.7 sorry, the total was 1.7. Now NDC nya 600,000 and nya 1.7 sorry. That's the number. Uti free more. The difference between MPP and NDC 1.7600 was about 1.14 million votes. 1.14 million votes. Now NDC regions are more winning yenina no. So what the difference in the free more? ABC 1.18. In the Asante region alone, 1.14 or subtractive free 1.18, about 40,000 votes. So one region alone, a cancel regions are NDC winning yenina. It tells me say, who MPP no, so what me governize o base. Now we hear the esa we ye. Now we make sure send tokwa we timi wakame esisie ne saa niema ne nyina we free wo mu a. One kasa no kona wo kono. You are on your way to victory dada. Enti the esa we ye ne say won take you for granted. U base no ube make sure say you have your base the esa we ye bia to make sure say your base sides with you no. Esa we. Enti election no de e wo mu se niema mu ayedin ye gitum. Umuse sikasemu ne niema yes no issues at all ye sikasemu ye niema ebe ma ahoto ne ahokyere sebe aba form ama Ghana fo nyina no yemfa ye ni hwe yen so yen party no ene yen strongholds na de ese ye wo ho no yenye ti His Excellency Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne mpanyufo akanyina de ese ye wo yen strongholds no we have to, because they equally deserve their omunso contribution to the nation, contribution to Yansuya success. They deserve it. And to say anyame adum yetimi start swami interchanging. Yenhwe se yebeye ni aye ni yi. Ni aye ni ntempaso. And niema aka a promise Asante region for example. Yenhwe se yebeye ni yetimi aye ni yi. If we say ye de ese fata Emma yen strongholds. Near yen ye sene fata magana fo nyina na me gidi se 2024 will not be an issue for us. Inti media the mekano no afa ho. Now, ba say no, I think
say all aspirants resign and undertaking not to run independent should they lose. MMDC is not eligible to contest. National officers seeking to contest must resign. Nomination of constituencies, the back and forth. Any comments?
Oh, I think say one MMCs ne DCs there no. Me ne mpanyimfo ne ya adwene. Every say baby omote no. Resources ba omonsem. They are in a very strategic position.
Yeah.
Inti se nipa no so yes o MP na wo ho no contest here. Obebu nem. No two ways about it. Inti se obi a DC ana MC na se o pepa no se obe contested there. Many party ni adwene se for adwuma no eto ho. Na the opese oye no akwa offer eba independent ne ade no so a no so many party ni adwene if you say obi bia wayi nanim say ubegina me ato so aba no ye MPP ni na abato nso de wokwa utimi di nkunim utimi di nkuku enti se wanya age atum na party ni nso ye nhyehyeye se ne eba ya ye nsisi obi ade onso ubegi atum se okọ na se nkunim di ama on san kofa o how emre party because the moment I be wadwen say o kote o party no ana say o kwakoye independent no party no front na o divide it we share language na o mo kire na manage ho pa because o man ka say obi a obekwakoye independent o mo say wuntimi nye independent e na wuntimi so nye den ento party
na me koye ade na mbe me and I say me media fi party so big deal. How about that?
It's a big deal because once you have signed and
obi wa hwan fa no ho
I don't know fan ho say na only credibility
well
now you don't have credibility because when timi meka say wo ye MPP ni wo jimra ye de ye adwuma no atum na say wo ji atum say abana wo kɔ no betimi adi nkuni betimi adi nkuku na adi nkuku as me de matime ho then you are not credible but me gidi say mpanyifo du a these are credible men who love the party, who cherish the party and want to see the party do well. Timinyi ni say omumu bia be sa. Yes, enso ye and say yenye bibia e de asisi be den ebeba. So far, the general secretary, the chairman and the leadership, the various committees are yati nyina no. Obi e ye na dwuma se na yeso ye na dwuma. Grievances are aba omu nyamre ene omu tenase ene omu di hu komo nansen a ye nuanom mpanyimfo bi kire omu adwen se omu mpesi e be ye decentralized special delegate na yenye no centralized mpanyimfo ne omu tenase e mo mmra no mu kire se yenye no decentralized
9 for the 9 73 for the 1 unti alete Jacob so so mo to aba no yesi nipa 9
okay
eto senka yenye no one venue
okay
and nipa 73 to say yen decentralizing.
Oh, I see.
And alete Jacob ba ha ukwada no o say pepe o hwa omo 9 for the 9.
Number 2 has 89 no more against
9 for the 9 73 for the 1. Baby I take it down to Taka. It was so funny
Matthias
anyway to us 9 for the 9 73 for the 1.
Who say no e wo mremu e wo yem party mremu nanka ehun hiampo say ye besa akotena se abobo hu aye yi bia bio then so enam asumdua party ni penti enam periperi your party ni peniti yesa akobobo hu sa to so aba e kire say leadership no ameki a concerted effort say omubema abato ni mu ada ho fine say eyese omoye bibi ma ne bro so mpo obobeye entimi nyi ni da say mpanyimfo edu a omanim si ento aba ma omum periperi a ekoso yi say ukodi nkugu asema kwete party foforo na ne o no MPP na ne no kire say nkugu na wudi ye no sefata you are not credible. But I doubt say any of them would do that. And so far so good. You mu be there obi anim ba bia ye nan gina dada. You nipa ye yi anim say you support no. ye woni nti a ye free say ono ni nipa o ye kandini a ebeboa but the tie ne say panyi bia wayi nanim bia nso esefata obia nso asom party no ekwan ba ko mienu mensa so nti ehun hia say wo panyi bi side a obedi di obi atem ehun hia say obekasa kasantwie ehun hia say obeka nsem a odi begu obi ho fin na me de panyi a me di na chi na asem o kan no waka kire nyina say Kofi mu a sebe ebi akonya beba mama kokasa mame agina bonti a kire niam mu amame no mesrem ade ba akopɛ campaign a ye koi a ahobrase campaign I say we are doing a humility campaign enti me pese we me spokesperson and now me supporter na obegina baabi adidi obi atem ye woniema ya kruchire egu nkrata so a ye frɛ ne say message a ye de ma delegate se wunimu a pebi na kenkan se wunya bi nso kenkan a tie ye nuanom o mo kasa ne bi ne nya mu ntiase na fa sa message no eye adwuma
message ben
message ne die chairman general
Peace FM
party medikanka obi aso enso ekun bia na esabia ne kandini a osefata se odi animu ofa yenra lanchire matia waye ne famu de ama party akompreko aye ne famu de kwamna je Japan po de obeye general secretary ma party adanimu agric minister omu nyina sefata nanso ekun ya eda yanimi esa eda yanimu anyame ya adoma 2024 ye bekoi kandini a osefata na ono ne kandini a obetimi ame ye di nkunim na yeye mu bi kire se eye Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia
vice president
sefa sacrifice opanyino wa som party no nipa bebre mpone ya no madwen on se na nado danko Akufo-Addo kofre no August 2008 so meye no vice presidential candidate no and obedi party na chi da bi oyo bi a wasom party since 2001 President Akufo-Addo from special assistant or executive assistant to the governor to member of the technical committee on HIPIC to member of the committee on the redomination by
and the same way you or any Jumana no MPP.
There be no your mind Juma.
Na say atik.
Maybe
oh there be now oh your party assembly.
Mo party assembly say your mind nyina asem.
Atik. Why ne appointed governor?
So the fact that you are appointed by president makes you a member of the party?
T.
No, it's just a question.
Oh, maybe. Say, Omanpenny, ebe appointed governor. Wo de menu mienu nyina yedi economics hon komo. Appointed will be akeke.
Of course.
The person may not even be part of your party.
Absolutely.
But the person must be a person who aligns with your ideology and the way our person odi o mind ko. Enyo obi hunu keke.
Empacho yen to aso don't get
obi enu a obekwa ko appointed obi a one ne nya adwene as the governor and the deputy governor. Never. You must be aligned.
But that doesn't make the person a member of the party.
You must be aligned and you must believe in the ideology and the philosophy of the party in power.
You must
of course, and you know, na believing in economic direction. I think gunim. Enyekwa ideology nyekwa. Yes. So be anyhow believe in a laissez-faire economic policy just for the sake of it, because you are aligned to an ideology and a philosophy. Enti sanity or sum ye nyene. Ena mwa or the boa party no samre nso no na ye political issues and na ye contentious and now refi redenomination refi HIPIC refi. These were political issues. They were not even your typical economic issues in po. Because Ghana ha ni NTBB a de HIPIC ni NTBB a de redenomination abane de buy what te ho nsem o buy. You needed people who were committed to the cause to deliver on it, and he delivered. He contributed. Until ne ansana yes be appointed no deputy governor. Amana sa sum. Enti party wasum. 2008 obeye candidate sabi abrante kwa obone bra ne afrɛ wo sɛ wadwuma a woyɛ jai to ho that time no na no need the first break the 8 agenda o obeka bra kwa me cause na yakɔ 8 years a ye be try say ye be call the next 4 years account
ɛna anye
nti
then a chese we be
election bia is different. Every election is different.
Let me see what the
until no two elections are the same and no 2 years are the same.
26th of August, in about a month or so from today, Mokwako Tuaba. Na sisi no moye sure say we timi wakami bia enimubium.
Oh, sir, I drink the Chairman General. Then nipa ba ku mienu bi be wa adwenkyere bia sabiu ene nipa dodo ni nyina adwene enyepe. Die hia ne se nhyehyeye ben na de agu akwan mu. Nhyehyeye no ye nhyehyeye a eye pema obi a. Sa woni nhyehyeye ne nya adwene de eno de ye wo asem. Basi ade nhyehyeye na agu ho na ye free and fair de. Eno de ona asem ne ekosi so far de mpanyimfo aye ene nhyehyeye o mo de agu akwan mu no kire se bibia ye free and fair. Minti panyi bi a waba abonten abeka se party executives aye nhyehyeye bi a o ma hyeda se o mo ma obi hu a kire no minti bi sa enti na kire se obi aye satisfied. They may not necessarily agree with one or two things, but they are satisfied with general approach a ye faso no. Enti me me expect to say nyame ya adom na ye koto aba na asomdwe beba. Ibewie no na opanyin a yemu bi ye free say ono na ese obedi party nanim no na delegates no akire omutumi ama de ese eba no etimi aba. Nti I'm confident say bibia bekoye or how be anywhere ebeba. Chama
how be anywhere ebeba. Atik number 10, number 2, number 1, number 3, number 6. Does it mean anything? Me does say
Let me say, as for these numbers, there.
And I say lotto numbers.
I'm sure sir, those who stick lotto on bet me they can make some meaning out of these numbers. So the BBA numbers one who they can always create a lotto numbers out of but
General lotto numbers now, so me rolling back home, Ghanaians should look in the eyes of Vice President Bawumia and vote against him. After all the lectures touting the MPP's economic management team as God sent, he blames John Mahama, Russia and Ukraine for their failure. Bawumia should play his own clips and square it with the current economic situation. He doesn't deserve to be on the ballot. Abbas Amogobo offense. So if MPP believes they have that without Ashanti region they can't win an election, why have they abandoned projects started by Kokrokoo? Jeff is asking. I think the MPP has taken Ashanti for granted. The people of Ashanti are peeved. Apathy has already set in. Kweku Debra Atonso Agogom. Tell Tonto I owe him a bottle of chilled Sobolo for his fantastic initial submission. Farouk Intema. Kofi Tonto, stop focusing on only Ashanti region. The NPP has also lost ground in Bono. Please pay serious attention. Gastiman in Brekum. Pajero from La Paz. NPP delegates should not forget Chief Alan Kwadwo Chremateng. If we want to break the 8, vote for Alan. When you have too sure, you don't need to pay him 10 numbers. As the saying goes, Akukobesa anya kromafe. The MPP leadership must focus on their nuclear family that lay the golden eggs before their side chicks. Their sin, not the debacle, should serve as an eye-opener. Kabi in 2nd. We must not act as ostriches. Even governors of the Bank of Ghana are normally party men. That doesn't mean they are working for the party. Tell Atik we need to be candid about that. Francis Brakwa in Kumasi. The victory of the MPP will depend on how the primaries are conducted and how quickly disputes are resolved. Odeshia Jabeng in Hacho. Ankuma Foster Fosia Yeribia Chimansa says, good submission from Tonto. Let's promote the unity of the elephant. Comensa Pillar 2 Domikwa Benya, I see the angels of heaven singing 10 victory songs for Dr. Baumia. I think you can also.
Numbers with the sometimes the excitement by politics more. Your nominations now. Obinya 11 cry, Nipano would find a way to make it, exciting. As for these numbers, they really don't mean much. At the end of the day, people are not going to vote based on your kind of slogans are Obeka free numbers now, like ballot position in our way, But it just adds to the excitement, and it also shows the creativity of politicians. Having said so, Chairman.
Yes.
Mamita seems free. The requirement says you be signing agreement to undertaking. When we say political parties are voluntary organizations, so that's Medimi Ebedom Amanyukwa. At every point in time, I'm at liberty to leave, and so undertaking it doesn't have. Even though but I doubt if it has the force of law. To the extent, say, Obi after the election feels say, oh, me new party me and now I've been shortchanged, and for whatever reason, Nipani decides that I want to leave and form my own entity. I don't think that this undertaking is binding enough and would have the force or the effect of law to stop Onyakono. After all, they will tell you say why. The political party is a voluntary organization. So Nipan see me can't be ma. Nipan beat me ako. Esan said the very minute you decide to go independent and you form another party, automatically you lose your membership. Me name about MPP constitution about almost all political parties' constitutions are my kind of. One of the grounds our MOB losing membership is to owe allegiance to another political party.
Yeah.
To say own can't be and sometimes the general wording I use, in addition to divided loyalty, the other ground is bringing the party's image into disrepute. These are largely the grounds upon which will be to me losing the membership. And this any pan for the party automatically on come who be. This should tell us, even though a nyan bonny, the focus should be more on kwanya obefaso to keep your people together. To keep aspirants new together to stay in the party after the elections. As for Sir undertakings, I doubt if Sebi Obi feel say after elections no peso kwa we entimin chichiri nipano peso kwa obeko. So what the party should be focused more on doing is kwine by na ebefaso to ensure say at the end of Sir Busuantokwe ye nya secessions ana nkrofo be free mu akofo me omo ankasa parties and they will decide they will run independent. That is what I think the party should be focusing on. If people have genuine grievances, fambra na party no enfemu and whatever redress there is na their mom. But at the end of the day, Sebi ulusu krana, you would have no reason to say a party no share na mami lusu ya and our party no when I was aggrieved and when I had grievances na ena mediba o minimum no omanya hwehwe. They should be on the grounds there. Nipano is going because Nipano just feels like Opesoko, but not because of feels a party ni bibia etiano. That is one. The other thing is I've heard all kinds of concerns. Ebimusi the open declarations by party executives in active service dear mbwa. And I've said it before, you need to even the road because the road is already rough for some of the candidates. And some of these declarations, only add to their difficulties. And Ebimu have openly expressed the concern, yes, our declarations now, the ability to raise funding cry a problem.
Declarations being
like party executives declared for some candidates, oh, Chairman, if you are supposed to be a referee, we are party executive.
Set national for the
constituency in regional crowd, because Chairman, at the regional level, Yamvan is a regional chairman. Who now hear the chairman of the party at the region? Until what the national is doing ought to trickle down to the various regions and constituencies. And I feel said they should and some of the regulations be crab and maybe say party executives should not be seen openly canvassing for any candidate for that matter. When you know nyoma eso mohwe na omuntimi endi hu nkomo na the idea of forming a new party and now going independent is not unthinkable. ABS especially in their history, they have history to guide them. Say ABS pain. Until yes undertakings in a bit me let them feel. Look, sometimes there is some grace in losing. Obi wa to me lose and the person feels look, I lost graciously. Nipano or the no be dumb whoever and I ever can nipana or winning and one and yetting. But if the person feels I lost
because the field was uneven. Just say yes, see
me and I be to chima and because once am I fimi at me hard. And I've always made the point say the biggest hurdle for the MPP is not the primaries per se, but what they do post the primaries. Reconciliation is important, but cracks no doors. So if the crevices are so huge and wider, Gemma, you might spend a great deal of your campaign time trying to mend the crevices. Enyadia ebebuao. Na miko minimino. Minu ya kufika say, oh, the vice president has been in the service of the MPP for a very long time. Chairman, you see, I trust in the competence of the vice president.
You do?
I do. You see, circumstances may somewhat create certain impressions about, what he could otherwise have done. But you cannot take his competence away from him. And sometimes, I have always made the point that the vice president is incapacitated in the role Chairman, just merely being described as the chairman of the economic management team doesn't mean you are in charge of the economic management team.
Sir.
Oh, Chairman, Debbie. Well, Myanmar finance minister is not responsible to the vice president. Debbie, he doesn't answer to him.
Really?
Oh, no, he does not. He answers to the president. But because Yedina Bedano as the chairman of the EMT, Chairman, finance minister could take you some wrong fiscal decision. Subuano Yedibo vice president. Because deliberately, and you say a gun of one anymore. But deliberately, for reasons of politics, Yamana is the vice president is the one in charge of economic policy. He's not. He only chairs a committee and a body called economic management team. That's all there is to it. Otherwise, Chairman, a fiscal policy as serious as the e-levy, the vice president no on Fuaso. Chairman, one interview now kind. I am the Hakran of a kind. What has here? And it made absolute sense, and it still makes a lot of sense. Essence said, Chairman, you need to digitize your economy. You want to open up the economy through digitalization. Why then do you tax, mobile technologies? Esana, you are forcing people to look at other alternatives. Into Onwangaza Najim or Kase, look, when Yadia Mefwasuda. But eventually, somebody sitting somewhere called the finance minister did so. Now, Officer Uncle Yobia, who is in charge of the economic policy of this country, Uncle Bepine, the finance minister does not answer to him. He answers to the president.
Ain't he emblem president from?
Chairman, I'm not.
But he's part of a team.
You see, the point I'm trying to establish is that he's not the head of the EMT in the sense that he controls economic policy. He's just a part of a team. He happens to chair that team. And the fact that we chair that team, the team answers to somebody. You report to Bio. The finance minister is answerable to only one person. The president. And
ain't he who supported vice president's candidature?
Chairman, I'm just
sir, analysis. There are all kind of good sides. And it's a competition amongst 10 people.
Chairman, I've sat here to tell you, sir, I believe in the competence of Abache Jako. Sir, he's a fantastic man. And I'm just saying, sir, when it comes to the competence of the vice president, he's in that category too. The two of them by far, if we be Samia, the two of them by far are I don't know if it sounds harsh, but they are the best brains in the contest. If you ask me, this is my personal opinion.
Boache Jako and
the vice president.
In your opinion, they are the best brains.
Trust me, in that contest.
Him for no top 5.
Somebody can.
This is one of me too. Wama Mbuache Jako, Wama mi Vice President Baumia. Mamiensa,
you are putting me on the spot.
But I am, it's obvious. I have time constraints and I need to excite my discussion as well. So you've given me Vice President Baumia, you gave me Mbuache Jako.
I gave you
first two, I can't miensa, intimiensa ni
I gave you Ora Kennedy Japan.
Kennedy Japan 3.
Yes.
4.
Yes, that is for me, boy.
That be 3. One man Vice President Baumia, man Mbuache Jako, one man Kennedy Japan 3. 4 you why?
Well, Ora Alan Chamantin.
Into number 4. Last one 5.
Why am I can?
I can't agree with me.
No, on the Bonama cry.
One can't
me na make a on Bonama Baguzi.
Kwabena Japan.
He's a fantastic, gentleman.
Apreku.
Another good brain.
Adainimo. Joe Gatti.
He's a good lawyer, but for the slot of presidency, dear.
Kojopoku.
Why is it?
Abranche Biom, energy consultant.
Until I can speak to.
Into 5th person, Kwabena Japan.
Komna is fine, Dr. Praku is also fine.
Into one of 5th person.
German between the two, anyone can.
There be cannot be anyone.
Because I like Dr. Praku for his technical expertise, and I like Ora Komna Japan for his articulation and his appreciation of issues and the rest.
So Atik says Vice President Baumia, Kennedy Ohinie Japan, Mbuache Jako, Alan Chiremating, and then number 5, he's differing between Kwabena Japan and Apreku.
And the reason why
so Ajapon Preku and Apreku Japan.
The reason is that Apreku.
Yeah.
Chama ejuma ye wadi bako. Okono dudua. It gets to a point some fatigue sets in, and I said people hardly see any fresh ideas from you.
Okay.
We had that when I was with the PNC, we had that. Dr. Mahama became, he's a fine brain, but at the point he became stale. De facto presidential candidate. What he has here. Just as will be a watchron of deck DBR. It gets to a point one cries you say you try. Because people are used to that, and it becomes difficult for people to expect new ideas. But having said so, I'm person make can say, Ora Vice President, Nenti Amika say he's competent, and say you don't necessarily have to extend his membership of the MPP to 2001 to make him a credible and a good candidate. Maybe. And that's why many Kofi you don't have to say, he's been in the service of the MPP since 2001. As a hardware, as I said, being in the Bank of Ghana, he was there on the basis of his competence. He didn't start as a deputy governor. No. He started as special assistant to Polakwa. Oba, he came and was working in the research department, and Sana. Okay. Oba, special assistant to the governor then. Okay. And Sabi Chairman, to become the special assistant to the governor, Sabi, regular who are back scary as you have to be of a certain caliber to become a special assistant to the governor.
It's actually one of the roles you recognize a special assistant in their org structure.
And it's and Sabi better. Before you get there, you have to be of a certain quality. What you must say? And Juma he was doing it in service to Ghana, and the appointment was not because MPP ni. If anything at all, it was his competence. Exactly. If anything at all, Uncle Bibakazo no papantina oko, but there be. He went there on his own, and that is something I feel say Kasamafono should be highlighting that say his competence days way back. And if you want to say that time MPP, he was not working for MPP, he was working for the Ghana. Republic of Ghana. I
think maybe I want to the American say.
Who's your start here MPP at 2001?
The point I am making to you is his contribution started way back. MPP are buying an so. MPP are buying had a policy direction.
So that was not
of which he contributed to the policy.
Ghana.
I think MPP had a policy direction. Theo, let's separate the argument. The Obi Betimi Juma chairman, our Bank of Ghana. Our a technocrat.
What is the Bank of Ghana is an autonomous body?
Of course, I know.
So they are allowed to conduct their monetary policy. And no,
Atik. Bank of Ghana is allowed to conduct certain monetary policies that are enshrined in their act. But Abani to me a different policy. In this case, President Kufuor say make a epic.
But he was
that is not a
policy. It was a fiscal policy decision. But what do you mean to us? Chairman, when he picked no, it was a conditioner. We were debt distressed, and when your debt to revenue ratio reaches a certain level, you were considered as HIPIC, just you are highly indebted and a poor country. And for you, there was an arrangement. That so we are a country that is considered as highly indebted and poor. Arrangement be wow because when your debt to revenue ratio and our debt to you can say exports ratio edu level it becomes difficult for you to service your debts. Until na high end say unye sika bia e so de kotuaka unye sika bia e so de kotuaka, so very little was left for you to do the kind of capital expenditure and related expenditures I saw we and to get you out of that program be by yejitu mu say it was a program by the Paris Club and a Paris Club to say look, if you are in this situation just say you owe creditors omuye other countries ombetimi abuaw. But to do that, you have to undergo and you have to accept a certain program called the Highly Indebted Poor Country Initiative, the EPIC program. And meet certain criteria. Then you undertake certain policies, economic policies, until you get to a point, the exit point and our conclusion point, Until when it was a fiscal policy decision. But Ora Baumian expertise, he was invited to contribute ideas. Working in the Bank of Ghana doesn't necessarily mean Sabi, you have no ideas about fiscal policy. But the competence was not working for MPP, it was working for Ghana.
You made that point, I think,
Mamin Twaso. I don't think it does him, where they are coming from, but it doesn't do him a lot of good. Trying to say, when he was working in the Bank of Ghana,
I don't think it's a case
MPP.
of doing him a lot of good. You can say, his competence alone is enough. But the point we are making is that a government came which was MPP government. There's no
debate about that.
Mahmoud Baumia, that time. So
there's no point, but that doesn't make you an MPP man. Dr. Paul Akwa, chairman or MPP.
Gentlemen, shall we move on? I think we're belaboring this point here. Go back and forth. Unnecessary.
The fact that Abembia Bana why Juma Abua doesn't make you a member of that party. Dr. Mahama was appointed extra ambassador, now ambassador at large. Whatever that means. That didn't make him an MPP man. Dr. Paul Akwa was a technocrat. He was brought into it.
I think MPP presidential primaries and matters arising.
I was stressing on that point in say, Chairman, if you join the MPP even in 2018, so what? That's the point I was trying to make. So you don't have to extend the membership to make any point. If from 2008, why ye be Srunkwa, that should call once he's a member. My understanding is that the constitution, you need to be a member in good standing for 4 years to be able to contest. And yes, sir. That's Obia since 2008 has been a member. I don't think that he has to have been. I mean, he ought to have been with the at the foundation of the party to be a party obitima contest and a member obitima contest. There be.
No, that principle I agree with you.
Okay.
Let's move on. That principle I agree with you. If you say, I think Mimi T.
Yeah.
Yeti party in Namini.
Exactly.
I mean, Chairman General, I'm 87 born.
Yeah.
The time I yeti party, no, Totofewa. So what I see. Namini ho. Benay. Penyufo nimdifo what party ni mu nyina chile. Yes, mama say. Ahumbrasi mu me kasama party.
Exactly.
Enti se china akwanya biba. Na se me nso me kosum party na. Obi baba be catch them say ya gigi dues 1992 man to binti mintimi nya sa akonya. Then you are taking the youth even out of the party.
Absolutely.
So that principle I agree with you. It's a principle. Any crime post a party where you so. If it's a party where you person dey mabunu na chichere. And you dey mabunu na chichira. Esi ebia mu ma babunu bi obeba na e china. Se na dwuma a obeye ene som obesum party ni kire say ono na emeye kandini a ono na eso ye kandini.
And that's just the point I was trying to
say.
That
principle I agree with you.
Very well.
Yeah.
And it takes away and I dilute this subculture now. I meet Titi from MPP say, oh, we dear Drew ejuman de ebe ma ye ba eduru emibia na ebisa say wo fa ne hwan ya wo nana ne hwan ya da ben UP4 no ka ho when I think say these are things say omo and leave those things in the past now omo komini because things have changed. If you ask no so asesa. Having said so, Chairman, na MMDCs yes among contest here. Often there's no sitting MP for the MMDC to contest.
Yeah, you are right. Sitting here next year. Often then I think say late.
I don't know crowd MMDCs are not even bad from contesting no. Make us sitting one no. Chairman nipa no crowd resigning August so munye hwie. Se bi ezo boabo no ho a wenya kwan eboabo no ho. Wo and I feel say leaving them on and changing them the effect is the same. The only thing is at the end of the day I feel na aban so akoyin krom nipa fufuro to become an MC and RDC and so on and so forth. Media, I really don't see what the effect of this is. If say mo per se you want to avoid unhealthy competition, it should have been clear say at least so per se we MPR after the first term, second term don't, if you want to become an MP, don't bring yourself up, and I don't apply to become an MC and whatever. But it also buttresses the point about the need to elect MMDCs. Jamanka, and also a separate election
and
exactly. We have to revisit that thing.
We but
really have to revisit it.
The president gave us the assurance but me baby I
Oh, I think I never said now. Okay.
Yeah,
Ora Damboche was talking about it the other day.
Or say
we should revisit
exactly that should tell you say baby if the conversation about revisiting.
Okay. And already said we were almost at the referendum level.
Where are we?
Nowhere.
We can revisit.
Let me just take a quick look at some of the messages that have come in. In the meantime, a very good morning to you, Mr. Mumuni Al Hassan, former member of Parliament, Salaga North. My own coursemate, Mumuni Al Hassan, former MP, Salaga North. All of a sudden, you are listening to me live from Tamale. Good morning, Mumuni. Have a beautiful day. And then a very big thank you to Amankwa Mreku, former captain of the Accra Hearts of Oak. Phobia never say die. Amankwa Mreku, good morning. Thank you very much. You and Nado's bread. Yedamunina ase. Now, Ekwia Tutu and Pim into Ekwia Pim says, Kofi Tonto, you don't even need to stretch the argument of over Dr. Baumia's loyalty or longevity with the party. Tonto, even Freddie Blay became chairman. I repeat, chairman of the MPP. Yes. And Freddie Blay was a CPP man. Yeah. Now, Atik, anybody who chooses or wants to leave can leave. We've seen some before. Alan Cash left and returned. Charles Reku Brobe left and formed his own party and contested in the presidential election. He saw his smoothness level. Even Dan Latte beat him. I think reserve your wisdom for your party, whichever it is, but think about ours. But I agree with Atik that with regard to the role of the Vice President authority over the finance and economic policy of the state, Ekwia to Trump him to shake up him. Ekwia machi meton kanche bibia bokode.
Remember 79.
Sasa in Takoradi says the DMB BMW fire is burning in the western region. The issue about promises and lectures held by DMB while in opposition, over 85% of the things he said have been fulfilled. DMB is the key to break the eight. That is Sasa in Tadi sending that one in. And then let's see who else. Mamia Joa says, when people talk about the dollar, it surprises me. I think before COVID, we had one of the best economies in the world. We seem to have all forgotten. Okay, that is Mami Ajwa. When Chairman Freddie Blay defected from the CPP and became NPP party chairman, Chairman had a miserable time during cabinet meeting. He was seen as an outsider. Nana, well, I've never been to any cabinet meeting, so I don't know. It is not for nothing that football stars around the globe, such as Brazil's Pele, Maradona, Abedi Pele, Zidane, Ronaldo, Messi, always wear the number 10 jersey. We in BMW are of the firm conviction that Dr. Baumia's 10th position is not by accident, but divinely orchestrated. MPP victory in 2024 with Baumia, Sir Obama. in Pokwase sends that. Let Atik understand that going HIPIC was essentially a political decision. If you remember, the NDC at the time was vehemently against it. Brichum sends that one. Okay. A very good morning to you, Opare in Cape Coast. Unia Memwachiano Pay. It says, a very lovely weekend to Atokwamena Collings and to Opare, all in Cape Coast. You're listening to us live. All right, guys, have a good one. Dr. Baumia stands tall. He stands taller, if you like, than the rest of them. He will lead the MPP in 24. Fanoform Master Planner Junior, King Tam Pop. I think, sorry, so I have 27 minutes. Well, we'll be gone very shortly. Yeah. Let the MPP fraternity know that yes, yesterday was a drumiso, but today is Ohene Tihona Wawo. Ohene Tihona Yawo Ohene. And I penny to or penny to only war Ohene. That's what it should be. Uncle Spy in Takra Day. Okay. According to the MPP's constitution, MMDCs who want to contest an incumbent have to resign 2 years prior to the general election. Ahmad Mbrekum. Okay.
That's a good law, if indeed
it
exists. Why is it not enforced?
Well, I don't know about that. We'll leave them to decide on that. And then, okay, we read all of these. I think we a Kofi Tonto so not me and I'm sorry. Because I have two other issues, but as a now, meet you. That's easy. Okay, meet you.
What kind of Facebook?
I think 5 minutes, Uncle.
5 minutes.
Now 5 minutes, yeah, now, Rebecca.
Hey, Chairman, new developments about.
Meet you.
He's special prosecutor.
From Republic of Gambaga.
Yes. Chairman, Adi, me dika kase. Ango you be out in fear or be on one ejuma and can family home. Adi we, my me you be out ejuma magana mine. Na near ACBR, especially when it relates to New Masi, idea is a fire home. And he as a come wasm. And every one piece, you would find on Crawford who claim to be sympathetic to the MPP and to government, defending Adi. Because it is wrong on all accounts. As I say, Numana, Abaina Ankasano, Edia Twaquemono, near Yahu Yakra, Etia San Shenibi. Chairman, ye soon exchange rate, cost by yes, Nina, I said there is not enough forex in the system. You need dollars, you need euros, you need pounds, a war system no more. Here be Albania. And once there is shortage, no.
Oh, here be this will be up and boom, 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 boom.
No, Chairman, you see, what drives exchange rate is demand and supply largely. Here be not a bit new to meet what is required. Once, traders and our dealers realize that, look, there is higher demand against lower supply, the price of that currency goes up, which is the exchange rate. And until exchange rate keeps going up, no. Let's obit me for this Puduosi, one of them. Abraham here Sasikano to help bring down the exchange rate. And now you you claim say you are sympathetic to government to MPP. Now what you you are attempting to defend this. Now, the latest Martin said, Enukra is the most ludicrous, Chairman. Say, Nebrane wuye, eno jasikano, enuntina shene dem, nti enubra wewu nisika. Can you imagine this?
Yeah, I do. Dead men don't talk.
Exactly. This illogicality cannot.
But when a cancer has him, Minty say, Mammy Nankasa Naka. When
a journalist back.
Oh, not journalist, no, Yaman to me, Swan Kasama Maminana.
Chairman, from the way he spoke,
maybe so. Do we know for a fact that Yamanu to me Swan Kasama is the other part?
As far as I know, no.
Ain't the infant on two bonny team no
or bonny team. And a bimu are taking it to be the gospel truth. Send your can I says, idea, Nukrena bedidi. Wait, Nukraba in the womb. So, Ubre, all of a sudden you start running and you can say loans and savings in your bedroom. And the deposits are coming from your deceased brother's estate.
No, actually, I heard say Ebisu Yansawa. Did you hear that one?
MT and some donations. President Mills who yes 777 menkai busuan Ghana nyina ya. Chairman President Mills free mu. Donations enya asan. Say enya e. Onu grow e mampanyin no enya asan. Na sabi a private man or your business we were na ye be donate sika to this tune. It tells you said all these ridiculous explanations.
I am telling you that I'm asking say ote wo Irana no.
Mamina on kind.
Inti obi na boni trim kasem.
Of course, and
you want us to spend time on it?
No, I'm not spending time. I'm just saying say yambongu this let's consign these to the trash can.
Okay.
And you say you waste your time. But you see these are Chairman, you are supposed to inform us. And yes, sir. And educate us. And the answer now would be to Abontino. You must have had some concrete evidence. Mamina ne kanye. But wow, sorry, now about him, what cancer, now I put as an embois, and it makes it difficult for the work of the OSP. And I've invited the involvement of other agencies like Yoko, GRE, and Asifo. Na enko wie no media me wo gidie say these agencies will do Ghana a great deal of good. Nukra wo mu no omoma yehu na emi nwanwa kese pa say obi bedroom savings and loans without license. Emi nwanwa kese pa say chairman obi ewu na se ojaja padia enye fa busuan na say chairman na donations so enye man menya akani. But what I do know is say ukona ukobonsa wa na ya bubosika nyina ewia. What they do is usually eso bon akontama busuan na yesa na ya che we the way by ntiwu na esa ojiwe na obi ewu ya be donations anampo nipa neja estate no na nipa ba kwa fa. Does it make sense to you? Na media be wie ni say let's not politicize this issue. For the first time, let's allow the agencies to do their work. Yenta umechi. And whether Nipani MPP knew or MPP knew, look, Nukrenu na SA nyina you should be scandalized that even if Nkrofo is even more scandalized at the MPP sympathizers and supporters. As I said, near Ekos we enim gwase. And like I said, then you all ye and an ye hui. Etia nhye no bibebria aban aban ankasa no ediba ye no.
Let Atik Mohammed leave Cecilia Dapa alone. When both the NPP and the NDC went to Ascend North and went on their spending spree, where does he think they got the money from? From the banks? Atik.
Chairman.
All of them keep it. Cecilia Dapa is the one whose matter has come. So take your time and chop it. Chairman, Nana from Wesley.
I like his last bit. We will chop it and kasa. But Nukria woman is when we say some of these things, Chairman, it emboldens criminal politicians who say, Obia will be, Obia nyebi. Chairman, and ministers be wo. I won't mention the name, but there's a certain ministry. Chairman, Ejumana is on we no. Enko ye nanso yetete ntina mimbodi no. Say a hodie Anka our house helps to say Mami Cecilia the Pami is Ibidia. Anka they could go and buy an island somewhere in the Caribbean. I'm telling you, Chairman. And near Air Cosby, Ntina Mimbo Biedi.
Now will be a dinner. There are some cases to that's the way you can say because Unina Subia. Waka says alleged. Now Unina alleged. So what I want. Now when you say Ghana phobia, Ghana phobia somewhere I can be fun. Just say
Ghana for him.
Saturday.
There are 1,001 of Cecilia Dapes in this government. Unim.
1,001 say.
Omudosu. And you are not going to this as can one of them.
I think Utiminka on authority.
Yeah.
Inti everyone says speculative. Why?
Chairman, everyone says speculation, but in every speculation there is a bit of truth.
Not necessarily.
But in my speculation,
it could be rumor mongering.
That could be true. That could be true. If that is what you want to use. But Chairman, Mamima way, and we. Media have said, say, near Ekosi yen hun kre. Every politician, especially those in government, becomes an endangered species. What is you see a rabbi or a special or a presidential staffer also armed robbers to share no so, and at the end of the day also actually sika $114,000. Chairman,
Mate.
It tells you, sir, there is a certain trend, and miyam shishimi. Sir, Sebi, ni bi krano will become targets. Say because now Sebi. Nipa boni phobi. Says your margin say, hey, young crop, we say na say ni say na war mufie. Oh, and it endangers every politician, whether the person has hoarded money or not. Ntina mesi yen hwehwem na hu no kura ewo mu na yetimi di eno aye adesua ma obia, and I'm sure you would even encourage the public to come to the conclusion say enyo obia na esa ebia is just a one-off thing, even though I don't believe it is.
Right.
But at the end of the day, chairman, nyoma bia ekoso no yesa bi say hu, and I believe in politics of honesty, dey bia woka, and sincerity. Chairman Fanny said near to Mami Cecilia Dapai to obi in another party's government. What do you think would have happened?
Same thing happening now.
Chairman, where's
how?
Say
the Mami, I'll take. The uncle for the Mami
defending.
Now, the DNA is here.
Victoria Hamadi see and they were not even defending her.
Are you serious?
Where? Tell me, who defended her?
I'm confirmed it's not radio, so I can answer.
Kwame J. Asante is throwing light on our earlier discussion, or say the national, regional, and constituency executives who want to contest sitting MPs have up to the 20th of September to resign. MMDCs are completely barred
from contesting.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sitting MPs primaries is in February 2024.
Oh, then that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so
they should resign. Otherwise, it would have had minimal effect. But since you are more krana, me fi say no kwan so no. Na near me be wie ni say chairman.
Wie.
Adia anayes you can say aba ye di botichi no. Chairman wie benisempo.
Eno na de boba.
Ha. Na wo di botichi man ye yi a. Eso di boba man ye yi. Under NDC anka BBC siya chairman anka di we be kan be 6 months so.
Ese eguso kan 6 months so ya.
No, but the point I'm trying to say is and people today who are finding justifications for it anka the way ombesia kasem no, I feel say we must get to a point that sebi honesty kakra would guide our utterances as BM Crawford we are manusem. Politics is both competition and cooperation. Edrum ribia, we should forget about competition no. Think is ye can wait etia nipana ebi no haba asem no, it would inure to the benefit of the opponents. And yes, you should think first about Ghana. Say ni nipa ni elkosui e hye yen kra ya party ni mu nyama na. Me nye sure say adiwe e hye party ni nyam. Me njindi. And why would you want to defend it? Abra, if it happened to somebody in a different political party, anka ni obeka no e be different. Yeah, let's be guided by honesty in our public discourses and utterances.
Atik Mohammed talking about discourse and honesty. Moving on up. Kofi Ampong.
Chama General. Me asem we buy no. Mato me bo pa se menye monti ase kane.
Ntugu so hwehwem.
Nti me gusu hwehwem. Because sushefa ho yi mua.
Yeah, mua.
Nti se obi asemba na wo kan no I careful. Yaya manyofo yi de e kina wonim ne beto.
Ozo di sika to ameka
wan hwe ya na odi eba odi otikura na beti. Na de tie ni chama. Ghanaians are not wrong to demand say anase Ghana fo nyemfum so se omo bebusa ye maami Cecilia Dapa ba bi onya sika ne free.
Absolutely.
Ma obia nyina ba bi party ni onye party ni wo ye hwan ma obia nyina ba bi enka asem ni bi. Ghanaians have every right to question where Madam Cecilia Dapa enya sika ne free.
Okay.
It is a Ghana ni bi busa say 1 point something million, 300,000 pounds, and about
300,000 euros.
Okay, and about something that with them. And you're questionable. And idea, I say in a boy in Kusa. If you say, dear Babuzan say, can a juma ben away? We a ban swafo. Yen na nim sika aban ye den etwa oka. Enti mimi nsusu ye no ma adwene mu no. Me ya me calculation a sa aban tua obe 20,000 a month. For the last 6 years no. Insisi so. Enti Ghana ni bia adwene ye ne ntanta. Edisa. Boni bia ni wa ewom ti mo bia ne Ghana for how in fact when you say chairman general ti baby a no anya adwene ne say yemra wo hwe yen criminal act wo hwe special prosecutor act e kire say wo chairman general wo nyem amanyoni mi Kofi Tonto ameya amanyoni aban ne wo ho tumi say se wo kuta sika bi na onte ase a obusaw
yep
your friend no illicit and unexplained wealth. Into King Khan special prosecutor or say illicit enrichment and unexplained wealth. Or say a significant increase in the assets of a person that he or she cannot reasonably explain in relation to his or her lawful income.
Reasonably explain. The gap between a person's total wealth and their lawfully acquired wealth. Enti sa wo ye Ghana nimpo na se chena wo the Range Rover bi ana Ferrari bi betwam na special prosecutor adwene mu no wo no ye nim wo krom ha wonni sika ye de to Ferrari a ye timi che obusa wo se hin na onya asa sika no ekoto Ferrari ti boni bi ani ho. Let nobody get it wrong. Or you politician, or you individual, or you private city. No, as you did that, so when you say chairman general, say China, me hey, me the $1 million echo to bank e China. Immediately, I made this $1 million in the betu no. Esa me bank eyi yoko fu asutire. Unim sa. Sure. 1 million crowd also. 1 million crowd also. Immediately, I say me bank a ye yoko for asutri. Omo ma me cheme de. But they will start investigating me. Say he na Kofi Tonto. Unya $1 million ni free. Na so what na US?
Matina US
Only me say all the $10,000 go to account.
Yeah, me know ya adwene. Yes.
All the $10,000 go to account to America pay.
It triggers.
Yeah, burials is here.
Enti Ghana ni bianye so let's not get it wrong. Every Ghanaian has a right to ask Madam Cecilia Dapa say he no nya sika ne free. Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
We have killed people for less in this country.
We shot people for less.
And we have to be very careful. Sabi ubetimi abusa Madam Cecilia Dapa say he no nya sika ne free. But wontimi friend kronfo. Because Ghana mrana ema wutumi ema ubusa no baby onya sika ne free no ema onu nso tumi to fair hearing kaimrano special prosecutor act or see if the person can reasonably explain me pacho Madam Cecilia la power kasa
maintain it
ne kasa o kan no was vague or see emrana nya adwuma na wonya akwanya nkyere onu nso baby oyɛ den ogina
sika no ndro saa
no or see inconsistencies. The reason why I say from information no charge sheet ni so no or indicate say 850,000 yane dia. Tie o chire mu say
have you read the charge sheet?
Meba dia me Martin say ni chire mu anu de ba ne say charge sheet no indicate say a certain amount yane dia. A certain amount yane nua dia. And yes.
Oh,
me tie. There be who can court rule are you written na who can.
Me can charge sheet. It's a charge sheet. A prosecutor. I
think it is sheet, not shit.
Oh, shit. It's too early in the morning.
Anyway,
exactly, it's too early. You're jarring my ears.
Yeah. The point I am making is Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
Maminu so akwenya. So ochire wono so baby onya sika ne free.
Yeah.
We have shot people for less.
Indeed, we did.
Let's be very careful in this country, say. Asamba, na yadi adia show be mini. Messi will be poor food ding. Adena, accommodate me, and now unya sika wena. Hey, massa, obi sika some ye. Emranchi ni se wabokrono. Emranchi ni se okoku nipa no kofa sika no. Emranchi ni se okogana vote mu no okowi aye. Emranchi ni se na dwuma oye se minister. And we are yet. Adena ye ma emranye adwuma. Na mranu ma ye hu se ampa mami eyono ani sika na se da bi. Ekwan ya ofa so nya no enye kwan pa. Na ya bo mami asenuem. Utie mabunu bi kasa. Ti mami atem. You ask yourself, say, hey, what is happening in this country? Say nipa ntimi nkyere na adwene abra won ni obi atem. Nipa ntimi nkyere na adwene abra won sopa obi.
Na say edru aye no man no.
I mean, what is happening? Enti yemwa maame ni kumfo na sabio. Mimi tie. Se china atiku beto se me de sikan ato obi minimu a. Emra ne se atiki be hunu mi mpa sikan ni kutamia me di ato ni minimu no. Yemu a me fokopem se emranim fo be ye nhwehwemu ahu sampa me di for because e bi atiki ba ya me de sikan ato ni pa ni minimu no na ye self defense. What you say?
Enti sushefa
yemwa
me da say.
Enti please let's be very careful.
We apply these principles to
that was then. This is now.
I think I mean cancer.
So don't we learn? I think if, for example, principles in here, you see then now. Say having to learn any lessons.
Those who were loudest on any to know. Some of them defend. Some are part of those defending the Ecosus. That's the issue of. That's the matter at issue. The hypocrisy
and dishonesty.
And dra. Why should it be good today?
I think nobody should defend Mami we have some. Madam Cecilia that's issue no.
I think if you have a counter view,
I think if you don't to make up.
No, chama meba. Mo bia and defend it. Obia. Yema no kra no den.
Endedi. Simple.
Now chama. And now we can say we bo bre already di.
Where?
Na mesrew ani di mu. Kabema misima ba kwa.
There
Ubo di bi di KKD.
Kwesi sheda kwa.
Pacho emudi ahe na o kan because KKD
I say ba ko pe.
Your KOD and KKD.
There's only one. Na me kan jato chrome obi onimbia no nim say. Kwesi che dakwa.
Me pacho obi a
oti AK Magic George.
Obi a oti bia oni opanyin nkasa.
Ade why then?
Chairman Papa who has unusual dressing style.
Is he Chairman General?
Yes.
Who akwanya sa o kire wadwene o. Se Ghana ha ya de omampanyi bi abana obuo oman no na woni ne nya adwene a. Who akwanya sa o kire wadwene.
Of course.
Why did you attempt no adoso?
Ade.
The insult, KKD, the insult.
Ade waiting at him.
I mean, say, wow, Obeka say break the 8 in yeah, just in some baby. I've listened to him countless times.
In some baby na insult.
No, me see, Chairman, and yama be brother and sasabe. Mean to me, you know, if you kasi so nka. Enti your best friend. Ye nu apanyin no.
Mentis we do be at him.
Oh, Chairman. Oh, dear me pe.
I'm so chair na dream on bibia on Kofini nya adwe.
And that be I think I'll never sit here and say we actually
never coined the phrase breaking the 8, you know. It's an idiot.
Me tell you okay.
Na yes okay. And I idiot one say is it really an insult?
It is. If I call you an idiot, it will not be complimentary.
Chairman, they are making you say you need opinion or akwanya so kire na dwe. Akwanya no edidi atam ne sebe kasa niema ne bi wo ha o manem rafom kaka.
Mati, Michelle baby America kire no. Kofi Tonto, government spokesperson who believes BMW DMB is the best bet. Atik Mohammed from the Republic of Gambaga, who's not too sure. But he says for him, DMB and Boachi Ejakon are his best bets. And then he adds Kennedy Ejapong. And then he is confused as to whether it should be Kwabena Japan or Konedu Apreku. And he has Alan Cheremati as well. All the conversations will continue. In the meantime, NLA, National Lottery Authority, Semenkai will say from the 1st of August, that is from next week, Tuesday, it will introduce the modern lottery machines operating simultaneously with the old ones. The new draw machines will be used for Monday special, midweek, Friday bonanza, and National Weekly Lotto games. The old draw machines will be dedicated to Lucky Tuesday, Fortune Thursday, and Sunday Aseda. Remember, the morning draw will be moved to 10 a.m. instead of 8:30 a.m. National Lottery Authority, development through games.
Peace FM. Peace FM.
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.